Track and field prepares for their final meet before the GSAC Championships. Jessup softball bats get red hot over the weekend, and men's golf head coach Tim Hovanchuk joins us for the final Coach's Corner of the season. All of this and more on this week's episode of Warrior Nation. Welcome, Warrior fans, to Warrior Nation, the show that covers everything that is anything sports right here at William Jessup. Hard to believe the year is almost at an end, only one more episode after this week, and we have a lot to get to, so let's get right into it with baseball. Jessup baseball took on number 6 Masters College on the road last weekend, a series in which the pitching struggled and the hitting even more so in all 3 games. In Game 1, Garrett Ferreira scored the only run for the Warriors with his first home run of the season, and in Game 2, Wade Brill hit a 2-run homer, his 3rd home run this year. On Sunday, following the 3-game series, the Warriors had a makeup game against number 12 Westmont, a game on which A.J. Santiago went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, a run, a double, and 2 singles. The Warriors are now back at home in Marysville when they will host Arizona Christian this weekend. Jessup Golf was in action in Simpson last weekend for the CalPAC and GSAC Championship Tournament, a tournament in which the Warriors took 8th overall, a place just behind Simpson and right ahead of former CalPAC rivals Maritime and Menlo. Jessup posted the lowest round score in the entire tournament in round 2, shooting .261 as a team. However, 2 of their golfers were not competing in that round. Jonathan Goswitz led the way for the Warriors in terms of individual performance, taking 17th overall, shooting .243 for the entire tournament. Jessup Track and Field has the conference championship fast approaching, and Jessup continues to peak in performance going into those final few meets. In her most recent meet, which was on Saturday, Lauren Lee set a personal best record of 26.62 in the 200-meter sprints, putting her as the top 12th sprinter in all of the GSAC conference. Jenna Rinchman was right behind her with a 26.81 finish in the same event, which was her career personal best, to put her at 13th in the GSAC. She also took 13th over the weekend in shot put and is in the top 25 in the Golden State Athletic Conference in 7 different individual events. Heather Parkhouse had a personal record in the 100-meter hurdles with a 17.46 second finish, and Allison Richmond took 5th place in the most recent meet in the 800-meter race. Was another record-breaking performance for women's relays with a time of 52.12, and they were led by Alyssa Perry, Haley Parkhouse, Lauren Lee, and Lauren Young. There's one more meet before the GSAC Championships, which is going to be on Friday and Saturday, this upcoming Friday and Saturday. It's the East Bay Invitational. Jessup softball caught fire over 4 games last weekend, especially from the batter's box. On Friday, they hosted former CalPAC rival La Sierra and blew them out in both games, which gave them a lot of momentum going into their 2-game series on Saturday against number 13 Vanguard, who at the time was tied with Concordia for first place in the GSAC. In Game 1, extra innings were needed to decide a winner as the game was tied at 9 runs each in the bottom of the 8th, and the bases were loaded for senior center fielder Courtney Olsen-Whirling, who had a walk-off grand slam, her first home run not only of the season, but of her career as a Warrior, to cement Game 1 win. In Game 2, Jessup was trailing by 1 run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bases were loaded again. This time it was Brittany Lamar who stepped up into the box and shot one into the gap, a double that scored 2 runs. The Warriors won in walk-off fashion, 5-4. The weekend's success has shaked up the GSAC standings a little bit. Vanguard has dropped all the way from tied to first now to 3rd, and Jessup has kept their playoff hopes alive. It'll take another sweep against Biola at Biola this weekend. Brittany Lamar was named the GSAC Player of the Week, went 7 for 12 with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs in all 4 games this weekend. Also, more Player of the Week honors. It was the Pitcher of the Week, Shelby Grafman, who was named the GSAC Pitcher of the Week. She had 3 wins in 18 innings, 19 strikeouts, and a 2.63 ERA. Only allowed 16 hits and had a 1-hitter against La Sierra. Well, if you're looking for an inspirational sports story, look no further than the story of men's golf coach Tim Hovenchek. This is Coach's Corner.
3 o'clock that night, I had 2 heart attacks and flatlined for over 18 minutes. My name is Tim Hovenchek. I'm the golf coach at Jessup University. This is starting my 3rd year now, but as a PGA Master Professional, been coaching and teaching the game over 40 years. Was a state high school champion in Aurora, Ohio. From there, went to college for 1 year out in Arizona. Actually went out west with my twin brother Tom. School and I enjoyed the experience, but really with the passion of becoming a golf professional, my ambition was to really turn pro. I'm the 185th Master Professional in the PGA of America. This Master Professional ring was kind of my Super Bowl ring or my diploma when I finally achieved the ranking of Master Professional. There's ups and downs in the ranks of being a golf professional, and God closed the door but opened up a door for me at Sierra College, where I volunteered a couple of years as an assistant coach. I was the head coach where we won conference championships 4 years in a row, NorCal championships back to back 3 years in a row. Moved 24 kids onto D1 and D2 scholarships from the community college. And then my life changed. I was standing adjacent to the 18th green, and it was a par 5, and he just rolled it up on the front fringe of the green in 2. And that was the last thing I remember, waking up 2 days later. And during that time, I was actually gone for about 90 seconds. It was unbelievable. I lost my twin brother, Tom, back in 2001. He died of gastric bypass surgery. He was over 400 pounds when he was in the casket. But when I saw him and I was in heaven, he looked just like when he got out of the Navy. It was awesome. Was in the hospital for about 7 days, and when I came home, I thought it was going to be fixed and there was going to be no problems. In a couple months, I was going to go back to work. But God had a different plan. June 16th of 2010, went in for a checkup to get released to go back to work. Dr. Kincaid, my surgeon, gave me my checkup to go back to work. He noticed some arrhythmia, and he admitted me in the hospital right then. 3 o'clock that night, I had 2 heart attacks and flatlined for over 18 minutes. I was on a cloud. I wasn't quite in heaven at that time because I could see upward above me, and there was a willowy angel object on the cloud with me, asking me questions on what I wanted to do. I'm in a position where I'm one-on-one or in a group setting, teaching a great game of golf, and the golf has given me a venue to say, hey, how do you think all this green grass is here, and the birds chirping in around, the water trickling, all these beautiful things that God created, and that's what I'm supposed to do. And poof, I came out of it after 18 minutes. God led me to Sierra College, put me through my 2 death incidents, and gave me another chance to do what I love to do, coach and teach golf. And met with Farnham Smith, and next thing I know, I was hired to be the head coach at Jessup University. My goal at Jessup men's golf is to win a national championship. We're working hard right now to get ready to see if we can get to Florida. But there's things that I instill with the guys practice routine, working hard on their short game, course management, really getting to think about the talent that God has given them and use it to the best of their abilities. So blessed that not only did I go through it once, but twice, and I really appreciate being out here and letting God do what I do, and I'm so blessed and I thank Him for it. I'm so privileged, and you need to know the Lord if you don't. Heaven's a nice place. Been there twice. I'm Coach Tim Hovanchek, and I am a warrior.
His story is truly amazing, and you can catch the full version of our interview with Coach Tim Hovanchek on vimeo.com/WJU. Well, that's the second to last episode of the season in the books. Only one more to go, and we will look back on our favorite memories from the entire 2014-2015 Jessup sports year on our final episode next week. As for right now, nothing has changed. JessupAthletics.com is where you want to go for more in-depth information of everything we talked about in today's show. Also, Vimeo.com/WJU is where you can go to catch the full-length interview of the Tim Hovanchek Coach's Corner and many, many more videos. Be sure to check out Jessup Athletics on Facebook and at WJU Sports on Twitter if you're a social media user, and stay tuned for the upcoming schedule for next week. For right now, myself and the Jessup Athletics media team, we say so long. My name is Matt George. God bless, and go Warriors.